I took these beautiful daffodils to church this morning, but by next Sunday they'll be dead, so I brought them home and I'm going to put them in a dye bath. You know what that means. Good morning. Welcome to my own little house. I'm Mary Catherine, and this week's video is going to be about natural dyeing again. And you may wonder why I'm going to do a daffodil dye bath right now, but that's simply because this is when daffodils bloom. And so when you do natural things, you have to do it in the kind of in the timing that nature has. So I haven't made comfrey salve yet, even though I've got customers asking for it because the comfrey hasn't come up yet. I haven't made healing herb ointment because the plantain hasn't come up yet either. But narcissus, daffodils, are up. And so I am reminding myself from Jenny Dean's book, Wild Color, how to do a daffodil dye bath. And you know, when I was first doing natural dyeing, I was very impatient, and I would let flowers or whatever I was using to do a dye bath, I would bring them to a boil, let them sit for an hour or two, and then I would have to put the wool in because I was just desperate to find out what it was going to do. But it's better to look at the instructions. So let me show you what Jenny Dean says about doing a daffodil dye bath. Dyeing procedure. When picking daffodils, remember to handle them with care because the sap is poisonous. I didn't know that. If collecting the flowers over several days, soak them in water until there are enough for a dye bath. Well, I went ahead and heated mine. That was probably not good. Leave them to soak for 3 or 4 days more, and then simmer the flower heads gently until the liquid is strongly yellow. Well, it will take me a while to get enough daffodils for the dye bath that I want. I really want a heavy color. And so I did bring those first blooms to heat, but then when I read Jenny Dean, I put everything back in the water, turned it off. I do kind of bring it to a simmer every once in a while. Yesterday, I picked some more daffodil flowers that were kind of starting to fade. You know, they were looking a little old. Today's weather is rainy and very windy and blustery, and I think that today's weather is going to really droop a lot of my daffodils, and I'm going to cut a lot of them tomorrow and add them to this dye bath. So I won't be sharing the finished yarn with you today, but we will see what kind of color we get from a dye bath that has been soaking now for over 48 hours, and we'll probably get another 24 or so. It'll be fun. I don't think I did this last time with daffodils. I did get a yellow, but I really want something a little deeper. Oh, and I also put in some dried marigold blooms from last fall, the last ones I had, and I'm also picking just a few dandelion flowers out there. I don't want to pick them all because the bees need something to eat, although there's dandelion flowers all over the county in huge swaths, so I don't think they're starving. But that might help a little bit. The dandelion flowers are only supposed to soak in the dye bath for like an hour or two. But the daffodils have to soak for days. So it's just interesting. I'm so thankful for Jenny Dean that she found out all this stuff for us. So that's going on in the kitchen. In my knitting bag, I am still working on this baby blanket for a baby that's going to be born in our family. Remember this yarn? And this is, I wish I were further. I'm not any further, but it is getting there. I'm on the reducing side. Now, I looked up how big a newborn baby blanket is supposed to be, and several different sites on Google said about 30 inches by 30 inches, and that's really close to what this is. This is, if you hold something out that far, if you get it to your nose, it's 36 inches, about a yard. Well, this is short of my nose, so it might be a little over 30, but it's not supposed to be a big blanket. And so this is what it's going to look like, and I'll put a picot border around the edge if I have time. I am running out of time. I need to sit and just knit, but I have to watch a movie or something. I can't just knit and do nothing else. And the other thing I was thinking was this quilt that I finished. Now, I didn't show you the back of the binding. It's very inconsistent. Actually, it's got one spot that didn't act where the binding seam didn't get caught. So it's not fabulous, but otherwise I really like it, except for that binding on the back. And so I think I might take this to the baby shower too and offer it not so much as a blanket, but as like a little play mat on the floor, because it does stay kind of stiff. So I think that might be a good idea, because otherwise all it'll happen is I'll fold it up and keep it in my studio for months or years, and it'll never get used, and I want it to be used. Okay, oh, I did a little painting too. I'm still doing these horizon paintings, and I'll put a link up there to the recent video where I did this. I like this one a lot. Now the primary, that background color, that's Viridian. I didn't expect Viridian to do that. And it's got some blues, and I put the yellow in real thick at the end. But I really like that a lot. I wanted to do one in orange. Well, really yellow. I wanted a goldy yellow look. So that's what this one looks like. I know they're all very samey, and that's just because I'm doing them for fun, not trying to sell them or anything. They're just to keep me painting, and I enjoy it. All right, well, let's look at that dye bath and see what it's doing. That is looking like a nice deep goldy color. And today I'm finally making a batch of Bee Balm, and this is a homemade moisturizing salve or cream. It's not really a lotion because it doesn't have any water in it. But I've made this before, and I'll put a little link up there to my previous one, but this is just a reminder to all you new viewers. This is a great product. You can make it at home, and it is so good for dry skin. I've been using it as a moisturizer for years. So let me show you what's going on. This is just a double boiler. I keep this double boiler top just for making lotions like this, balms, a balm. In here, this is a big batch of it, for me anyway, 24 ounces of olive oil, which is so expensive now. 6 ounces of coconut oil, and 6 ounces of beeswax. Now, I get my beeswax, this time anyway, in little pellets. Here is my bag of beeswax pellets, and they last a really long time. I keep a little cup in there to scoop it out with. I just keep it at room temperature in my studio. So I have this on kind of a low or medium heat, and I will melt it gently until all the beeswax is melted totally and it's all incorporated, and then I'll take it off the heat and I will add some grapefruit essential oil. And grapefruit essential oil is good for your skin, and it just gives it a little bit of a citrus scent, but nothing heavy. I just shake some drops into it, not a whole lot. Now after I've done that, I get a little hand mixer. When this has cooled down enough that it's starting to solidify around the outside, but it's not all the way solid, and it's just still barely liquidy. Then I take to it with a hand mixer and kind of fluff it up and keep it smooth. And then I pour it carefully into these half-cup tubs, and I sell it at the farmer's market. But this time, I'm also doing some bigger tubs for my mother. She loves this stuff. She's very elderly. Her skin is very fragile and dry, and this is what keeps her skin healthy. So I thought I would share that with you in case you wanted to try making a little bee balm yourself. Now let me show you the recipe. So you see here the original recipe. If you just want to make a tub for yourself, 4 ounces of olive oil, an ounce of beeswax, an ounce of coconut oil. There's the other 2 ingredients. And then there's the directions. Very simple. I have an expanded proportions over here for making a larger batch because I sell it. But if you just want some for yourself, give that a try. Get a hold of some beeswax, and then it's easy from that. I have braved the wind and picked more daffodils, so let's go add them to our dye bath. It's a good haul. It is kind of sad to see something so beautiful get cooked down to mush, but it's for a good cause. Oh, it's windy out here, but I'm going to pick some more daffodils. Okay, here's a few more. I may go back outside and see if there's some on the other side of the house. I think I'll give this a little heat to get these to meld in there faster. Okay, once again looking in the pot, I picked one more little batch of daffodils outside. So many of them are these doubles, and they are so beautiful. They don't have a lot of color. I know this looks white on the camera. It's actually a lighter yellow. I'm hoping there's a good bit of color in that middle. Apparently the ones that give the best color are these, and I do have some of them as well. I didn't pick any of the ones that are very white and hardly any yellow because I didn't think that they would do much. So I'm going to squash these down with my little wooden spoon and turn it on low, like I said. See what we get out of this. Okie dokie. Well, hopefully next week I'll be able to show you something I dyed in this, and we'll see what it does. And if it's better than last year's daffodils, that would be good to know. I am very windblown today, but I thank you for coming and watching this little video, and I hope you'll keep on watching. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.